need a special study session or we all done?
I don't know, but we're not gonna get down to 18. But we have the money.
If you ask anybody to put it off.
I've got 9 o'clock.
I know.
On.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to call the May meeting to order. Would you all please rise and recite with me the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for everybody being here today. Mr. Clerk, would you call the roll?
Ludington.
Here.
Patrick.
Here.
Bruner.
Here.
Ellis. Farnham. Locke. Voigt.
Here. First order of business, to accept and approve the regular meeting minutes from April 10th, 2024. You've had those in your possession for a few days. Are there any, to the board, is there any additions or corrections needed? Hearing none, entertain a motion to approve. Andy moves, Russ seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. They are approved. Claims against the county, you've had those in your possession for a few days. Are there any clarifications or questions? Hearing none, a motion to approve. Phil moves, Russ seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. They are approved. County board claims, you've had those. Are there any questions? Motion to approve. Dan moves. Andy seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay. They are approved. Now we come to the portion of the public meeting where we asked anybody's comments to the board. We ask that you identify yourself and restrict your comments to 5 minutes. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to resolutions and specific items. Highway resolution number 8, highway resolution authorizing the county board chairman to sign a BLR 05530 with Chastain and Associates. This deals with the County Road 14 Springfield Road. Any question? Carl moves. Andy seconds. Any further discussion? Okay, Mr. Clerk.
Ludington.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Farnham.
Yes.
And Locke.
Yes.
Next, award bids and approve guaranteed maximum price. Do I hear a motion to table? Okay. Dan, 5. Dan moves, Russ seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
It is tabled. Authorize chairman to execute lease with Housing Authority of Edgar County for the new ESDA office. We negotiated that. I think everybody's seen that. We're quite frankly pretty excited about that. Yes, Dan?
Where's that at?
Well, you know where the high-rise apartments are. It would be straight east to there. There's a small office building. It was the administrative office.
It's by
for
the parking lot on the east side?
Right,
Okay, all right.
okay?
Clear in the back, as far
Yep.
as you can go back.
Just keep going, you can't miss it. That's where the road is.
You run into a fence.
Yeah, yeah, I can remember. Okay.
Cool. Motion to approve. Yeah, Carl moves. Andy seconds. Mr. Clerk?
Ludington.
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Farnham. Locke.
Yes.
Okay, it is approved. Authorize chairman to execute agreement with Horizon Health for the ambulance service in Special Services Area Number 1. This is a 4-year and 5-month, I think, agreement I could be off a month or two. It's been negotiated, so I think you've all had a copy of that. Is there a motion to approve? Phil moves. Andy seconds. Discussion. Okay, Mr. Clerk?
Ludington,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
And Lawton.
Yes.
It is approved. Reappoint Susan Saxton and Roger Stanley to Board of Review with the term expiring May 30th, 2026. And we happen to have Roger here in the courtroom at the meeting, and we appreciate the work that you folks do. And I understand that the work of the Board of Review is over for the year.
That's right.
Have anything you want to say?
We have got the book, the 200 years bicentennial for Paris in Edgar County. I wanted to get that finished in 2023, but it wasn't gonna happen. And I got it done in early 2024, and those are for sale at the Prairie Press and the Historical Society.
Well, thank you, and thank you for your service to the Board of Review. Roger?
I got a question, Roger. Did you have a more than normal complaints this time, or
We didn't have that.
really?
I think there was 30 or 40 that we were expecting, but we only had 5 or 6.
Really?
And I think that somewhere that was explained in the process,
Right.
that assessments were going up. And we've already heard those cases.
Yeah. I figured there'd be a lot of people kind of objecting.
Well, there's probably 3 or 4 going to the state board.
Okay. All right. Okay.
It was kind of hard to explain to people around town why their tax went up, because the equalizer went down to 1, right? It was 1.08 and dropped to 1.
Right.
So they said, well, my taxes should have gone down. I said, no, the assessed valuation of property went up, right?
Right.
Okay. It was hard to explain to some
Well,
people.
if you take in the quad and the percentages of the townships raised, well, those are 2 things. Right.
Right. It was hard to explain to the people.
Okay, do we have a motion to reappoint Susan and Roger, please? Carl moves. Dan seconds. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. They are reappointed. Thank you. Reappoint Greg Henry, Dale English, and Tim Hansel to Farmland Committee. We do this every year. Carl moves. Dan seconds. Further discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. They are reappointed. Next, we have a resolution appointing William Sullivan, trustee, Drainage District Number 3, the town of Shiloh, County of Edgewood, state of Illinois.
Could I ask a question?
Sure.
How many drainage districts do we have?
Oh,
Well,
Somebody wondered. Just offhand, doesn't have to be exact.
70,
Okay. I knew it was quite a few.
maybe a tad higher.
Love it. James?
Just another lawyer.
you got all the information you need? Okay.
We know the lawyer. Yeah. We
Okay.
just asked.
Is there a motion for the resolution, please? Dan moves. Russ seconds. Mr. Clerk, would you call the roll?
Ludington.
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
And Lawton.
Yes.
Okay, they are reappointed. Next resolution, to approve oath and bond and reappointment of Nicholas L. Barrett, trustee, Metcalf Fire Protection District, Edgar County, Illinois. Motion? Carl moves. Russ seconds. Mr. Clerk?
Ludington,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
and Lawton.
Yes.
They are approved. Next, we have update on Edgar County personnel policy. Lisa?
I had missed that our state's attorney's office had made some additional clarifications, updates to our personnel policy draft. And so the one I talked about last month was a process for an applicant or a current employee that's terminated due to a felony conviction. The additional information that I had missed was clarifying the pre-employment medical examinations where those are necessary to a position. And it also states current employees may be required to take medical examinations to determine fitness. Again, it's based upon the position. And then it cleans up and makes sure that we are in line with the state requirement on meal allowances and per diems. And Augie had gotten some feedback on that there were some questions, and some of those are policy and some of them are a little more of procedure. But my recommendation is that we go ahead and we voted on it last month, we need to re-vote on it this month, to accept our personnel policy. And then Jeff and I, as the HR committee, then will commit to having some conversation and some review of this with staff or elected officials that want to see if maybe we need to do some additional work, but we do need to get something in place. And the other question that I had asked, and I asked this of Bellwether, was whether every employee needed to go back and sign this. And no, they did not. But the supervisors
Would be a good
needed,
idea.
supervisors need to be responsible for ensuring that they have all read it.
If I could add to that, Lisa, we have the ability through Paycom to go ahead and send that out to everybody. For example, a signature that they've received it. Number 2 would be sexual harassment needs to almost be done annually. Certain things need to be done, so that can be done through Paycom. Okay? So do we need a motion today?
I think we should.
And do you want to make that motion?
I will make a motion to approve the current employee handbook.
And then Dan seconds. Are there questions about what we're doing? Okay, Mr. Clerk?
Ludington. Yes. Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
and Lawton.
Yes.
Okay. I lost my place, sorry. Next is a resolution to abate real estate taxes for Special Service Area Number 1 ambulance service. You'll recall that the bid for this first year that we've accepted is $325. We levied $375. So the abatement would be for $50,000. Okay? So we need to formally do that so the clerk's office can reduce that levy before final adjustments are made to the valuation. Carl moves. Andy seconds. Are there further clarifications needed about what we're doing here? Okay, Mr. Clerk?
Ludington.
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Bruner,
Yes.
Ellis,
Yes.
Farnum,
Yes.
Lawton.
Yes.
It is approved, thank you. Next, we have an ordinance appointing a new registrar and pay agent for taxable general obligation bonds, or alternate Revenue Sources, Series 2010. The one that we originally had set up no longer was able to do that, so we had to work through Delina. And what is Delina, who does she work for? I can't remember. Baird. And they found us another agent. We need that to enforce by here this month. So at any rate, we need to change our agent.
Is this for the clock tower?
That's for the jail bonds.
No, excuse me. This is the small issue for the courthouse.
Oh, it is
improvement
for the
bonds.
courthouse.
Yes.
How did I?
It was,
It's
but
okay,
it
you
goes
go-
back to 2010, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
see,
goes in the
yes,
2010
2010.
series.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, yes.
right.
And we
Okay.
currently,
Yes,
Bank of
yes.
New York has handled that, and they sent us a letter that they're resigning as a registrar and a paying agent. So we reached out to Delina, and she hooked us up with Zion's Bank, who's gonna do our jail bonds.
And they do our other.
And, yes,
That's why I got confused.
And we're
Zions
gonna-
also does our 23 bonds, so.
and we're gonna save a couple $1,000s in the process. So
Okay,
it's all good.
we finally went through that. Motion to approve this resolution. Carl moves. Andy seconds. Mr. Clerk.
Yes.
Luddington. Patrick.
Yes.
Bruner.
Yes.
Ellis.
Yes.
Farnum.
Yes.
And Lyon.
Yes. It is approved. Now we'll go to officer department heads. Augie?
Just to sort of pick up where Roger left off, I met with Dina, and just so happened the Board of Review was just about to finish up. And they have signed over all of the township assessment papers to the county clerk, so I've accepted those. And now my office is doing the tax extensions of all the levies. So we're in the process of sending out the first round of approval forms, which is nothing more than a verification process that we send back out to the municipality. They look over what we have inputted, and then they approve that, or if there's any errors, what have you, we get that all ironed out. And we'll be sending out a second round of approval forms next day or two. And so hopefully, we're gonna get this wrapped up within the next couple weeks and hand it over to Dawn, and we would be done. But we would be early by our standards for the tax bills. All things have to go just smooth, which we anticipate.
Any questions? Anything else, Augie?
And I believe that's it. Thank you.
Adam?
Well, I appreciate the continued support for the continued contract. We hold ourselves to high expectations, so we hope to deliver on your expectations for the next 4.5 years. You guys have my report in front of you. I didn't do that Monday, but you have it now. Then the 19th through the 25th of this month is EMS week. So we have events going on all week long. But Tuesday night from 5:30 to 7 at the Education Center, the old Cornerstone Baptist Church, is our community first responder meal. Y'all are welcome to attend that. It is a get together for the local fire departments, volunteer, full-time, sheriff, PD, just as kind of a thank you to all community responders. And then Wednesday night out at the lake, Westlake, from 5 to 7, we're holding a community children's night as part of the EMS week activity. Yeah, Dave.
Is that unusual to have that many transfers to Union Hospital in 1 month, 15?
Those are 911 calls, so it's just depending on the acuity of the patient.
So you don't really take them to Union?
No, we do.
Okay. So
Yeah.
is that a lot, or?
It's higher than average, but it's probably just the acuity of the patients were higher this month.
Okay, I just wondered, seemed like a lot of.
Some of that's patient request and some of that would be cardiac related more than likely.
Okay, thank you.
When was the thing for the public safety people?
That is Tuesday the 21st from 5:30 to 7 at the Education Center. And food will be provided.
We also present paramedic and EMT of the year awards during that event as well to recognize staff. So you are all welcome to come and have a free meal.
I like that word free.
Free from most. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, two boys, high school kids that are training to be firemen. Do they go through your program also?
Yeah,
You know what
so
I'm talking about?
I don't.
Parker and Luke?
So I know Parker is enrolled, I don't know of the other one, but I know for the upcoming year, we do have a full EMT class at the high school, so we're excited.
Do they have to go through your program to be a fireman?
They don't.
They have to go through an EMT program, but they don't have to necessarily go through ours, but we do want to offer that opportunity. Just
They're both good kids, I just wondered.
this will be our third year offering it in high school, so we're excited about that as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Samantha, do you have anything? Scotty? Sheriff?
Nothing.
Angie?
The only thing I have is that our new vendor for e-citation has reached out to the agencies and they're starting to get gather information and help them with their application for leads. And I think that's all I have.
Any questions of Angie? Okay. Sir, are you,
I'm Troy Turner with Chastain and Associates, and basically just here just as a representative of Chastain for an
appreciate,
opportunity to you guys providing us work and stuff.
we appreciate you being here. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you sending Cole.
Pam, do you have anything?
No.
Jill? Certainly you have some.
I'm very happy about that. Other than that, we're just kind of, in the process of getting items moved from ESDA, such as radios, generators, all that good stuff. So that's taken a little bit of time. We are having our exercise, well, it's a tabletop exercise at the Farm Credit Center, that's coming up Tuesday, the 14th, from 9 to 12:30. I did send out some emails and some flyers, and some of you knew about it, so if anybody else wants to attend, I think I had 2 people from the board coming, just let me know. I think that's about it right now.
Has radio service been down to do anything yet?
No, they, last I talked to him, he had a little bit, but not all of the equipment in yet that he needed, so. And then, like I said, we had, Eric doing the generator, his father passed away, so, we're still waiting on, a quote for him, I guess, and a lot of stuff, like, certain things we have to wait until, Scott and Eric are actually out of the building.
Oh, they're still there?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm actually going there out with Ross after the meeting, for like internet services and stuff like that, so.
Yeah. Well, whenever radio service is coming down, give me a call, 'cause I wanna be there to talk with them about other issues.
Sounds good?
Okay. Anybody else? Okay.
Hi, I just wanted to say hello.
I'm gonna, no, we'll get,
Oh, okay.
I meant anybody else have a
Oh,
question? I'm gonna have Lisa introduce you just in a second.
Gotcha.
In fact, why don't we do it now to be rude not to, please?
So I am thrilled to announce, as is Sky, that Kim Ross is our new executive director for the health department. Kim's already started, and not only does she have the requirements, qualifications for that, she also, environmental services, she already has that certification. So that was something that we had been missing for a while, and we're using another county as the supervisor for that. So we got it too and it's great. And we're just really excited to have her, and she's hit the ground running. We had a family event Monday night, and that was great participation from quite a few different entities, including HRC, the Be Well Garden, and of course, most of it was health department. So it was a great opportunity for them to display their services and share that information with the community.
Thank you. Thank you, sorry, I got a little ahead of myself.
It's all
Glad to
right.
be here.
I hadn't forgotten you.
Did you find anyone to replace the one that quit, the restaurant inspector?
No, we don't have to now.
I could do that.
Okay,
Send me your resume.
he'll go and tell you all about it.
I just wanted to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's my background, but we are hiring for a director of nursing, so, and a couple of.
You still have
positions.
one, right?
We do have one inspector, so.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Great job.
Anybody else have any questions of her?
Where did you come from?
I live just south of Oakland, so I
Oh.
was in Coles for about
So
10
you worked for the
years.
department?
Yeah,
Oh,
I've worked
oh.
for public health for 12 years, over 12 years.
Well, welcome aboard.
Thank
We'll
you
look
again.
forward to seeing you at the meetings. You're always invited, and we'd like to hear what's going on and improve communications. Okay? Tom, I did not forget you. So, Tom, how's the airport doing?
Well, it's been said I'm hard to forget, but be that as it may, today is day 3 of our big resurfacing, the main runway project. Excuse me, day 1 was excellent due to the weather, day 2 was a washout due to the weather, so today's day 3. Progressing nicely.
Any questions?
Will they finish up this week?
No, it's a 2-week, well, they could, but it's a 2-week, we have a 2-week, they have a 2-week window in which to perform.
So I assume that runway's shut down, but you can use the other one?
No, you can't because they're going across where the runways cross, so we are shut down
Shut down for
temporarily.
2 weeks. How does people flying in, how do they know that?
Well, we notify them through a FAA website.
Okay.
It's called the NOTAM website, which stands for Notice to Airmen. So if you're a pilot and flying anywhere, if you plan to land somewhere, you're supposed to check the notice to see if that airport is functional.
And they file a flight plan, so,
Yes.
yeah. Okay. Did I miss any? Oh, Wyatt.
Morning.
I'm thrown out of kilter. How are you? How's Farm Bureau? What are,
We're
what do you
doing
got?
well, doing well. Nothing in particular. Want to thank Dina, working with Dina for the farmland assessment, so hopefully we'll get that squared away, date for that. And then thank you to Lisa. We were working on a couple of solar things earlier this month. Maybe it was last month, I kind of lost track. She did a great job helping us clarify some things.
Okay. Any other, I don't think I missed any. Board reports now? Dan?
Stopped in last week, the shelter, it's full as usual. The hairless cat did get adopted out. I think there's 4 people that are interested in it, but if you ever seen a hairless cat, they're different. There was an article in the paper last week about rescuing 24 kittens from 5 different litters. And it started out with the Humane Society. Our shelter does not rescue kittens. People drop them off at night, but they don't rescue them. So the shelter is not really they don't have them. I think Humane Society does. I don't know who's in charge of that, but they were asking for donations, and there is a place at the mid bank you can drop off food and so forth. There is an adoption coming up Saturday at the library for cats, so if you're interested in a cat, you might show up at the library. But the shelter does not have the 24 kittens, because we just don't take kittens. So I don't know who has them, but I think Gene Arbor is one that kind of takes care of cats, and Mrs. Earlywine also. So maybe they have them, I don't know. But if you have any food and money and so forth, you might drop it off at the bank, because they're looking for donations. That's where we're at. Shelter's always full. We have good help. I mean, it's if Andrew's not doing everything herself. So Linda helps, and she has 2 other people, so they do a great job. So, and as far as the new cages, she's still working on that, I think. So that's where we're at.
Thank you, Dan. Andy?
Well, in addition to everything else, the new windows in for the government center.
What about the Dropbox?
I met with Gary yesterday afternoon, and we've come up with what we're gonna do, and it's a strange situation. The wall's really thick there, so we had to kind of figure a plan. So, I look for him to start, he's gonna go down and put the window in pretty quick, because he just picked it up yesterday. And then we're gonna work on the drop box within the next couple weeks, hopefully. So, that's it for right now. There's other things going on, but.
Phil?
Oh.
I would go back that, in case people are asking about the painting, the metal panels up top of the courthouse
Yeah.
will be painted, so they're not gonna be left that color.
Will be painted.
They'll be painted.
Yes.
Shows up for a while.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
does, it really does.
It
Looks good.
it reflects the sunlight pretty good up there.
Yeah.
Phil, do you have anything, sir? Russ? Carl?
Wyatt brought up about the solar farms. Did we get everything squared away down at the one south of town? As far as you know? Don't know. I know the state's attorney got involved with it,
Right.
talking to their
Oh,
attorney.
in that regard,
Yeah.
yes, they did not have to, do the application, and therefore we don't have to do a public hearing.
Is that the land that's just right on the highway that they've been working on?
Yeah,
Where they
just,
used to have cattle? Am I thinking of something else?
You're thinking somewhere out
that's-
first up. Yeah.
this is just down where Steve Terrell lives,
Okay, yeah.
That road.
down that Day
Right, that's
Road.
what you talked
I
about
mean,
before.
it's, you,
Right.
it's hard to see, but you can see the panels back in there.
They're not so bad though.
Yeah, I think there's like 30 acres. I was thinking, I heard somebody say they were in at least in 30 acres. But I just wondered if that all got, I knew it's built, but I didn't know.
More
whether-
visible from Preston Road.
Do what?
It's more visible from Preston.
Right, yeah.
Right behind the substation.
Substation, yeah, that's where it's, the power's going to hook into that.
There are quite a few leases that Dina's office has been good to share with me, just from my knowledge. There are quite a few landowner to company leases that are for some bigger plots of ground.
I keep hearing down the south part, there's company, I don't know whether it's more than one company is trying to get leases for solar farms.
Did we get everything filled in on the?
No.
We
We
need
did
to.
not, and we should have, and I apologize for that oversight. We should have had it for today, and we definitely need to have it for next month.
Okay,
to
well,
fill
if
in
we
the
have
two
a special
blanks.
meeting, I'll talk to you.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, that would be great.
Yes, Carl, anything else?
I guess building grounds, we need to get together, talk about
What's going on?
around here, getting this fixed up. So we need to, here in a short time, we need to get together.
Yeah.
Maybe meet here and look around and, you know, we got that information from Core, I think. We'll talk about that.
Like Josh to be able, I think he's coming in the morning, I'd like him to be at the meeting, just because he's kind of contact.
Josh? Josh is out of commission for a couple of weeks. He's doing fine.
Yeah, okay.
But
I didn't know
he may be working half days, but we can bring him with us by phone. He is
Okay.
available and working half days on the phone. and
Just
so
because
forth.
he's been kind of the go-to person, I don't want to get in the middle of something that he may have already said.
And some of that's tied together with where we're headed on the jail.
Right.
So we're kind of playing that out.
Right. Has Michael, is there any time when he's coming up?
He's coming next week,
Next week,
Wednesday or Thursday.
okay. And they're supposed to give us some information tomorrow,
Today or tomorrow.
okay? And do we need to have a meeting later this week? or-
Probably, or first of the week, yes.
Okay,
Yes, I spent about an hour with both Core and I'm sorry. Klinger, this week, each, in explaining our position and making sure that they were clear on where we're at, and that they needed to work together and that nothing was gonna be done until we had certain things met, okay?
Right.
Thank you. Lisa?
Yes, so this morning was HRC 708 board, and the most exciting thing there, which is something that we had invested in, they had no wait list. Their wait list is finished, so that is great news. And their budget from 2020 to 2024 has about doubled, but our funding, our 708 funding has not really, gone up much. It is due to grants. They are doing more services that are billable to insurance. They've increased the number of insurance companies that they accept and bill. The VA laundry contract was renegotiated here not too long ago. That actually does generate positive income. And of course, salary costs, he said, have just gone through the roof. So that's where the huge expenditure has increased. They are about finished receiving any COVID money from the state. But HRC is in a good position. And so I just want to absolutely make sure that I conveyed the appreciation from them on the funding that we had given them and that helped enable them to have no wait list. And I think that's it.
Yes, Russ?
I forgot something. I was contacted last week by a person from HRC that asked if they could, this May is the month of mental health awareness. They asked if they could put signs in the courtyard. I just seen them this morning. They're putting a couple of signs out in the yard. I think like 4 signs. They're supposed to be responsible for putting them in and then taking them out at the end of the month.
Any questions on that? Okay. You have Don's report. By the way, Don is doing well, okay? We have no income for the month since the board meeting wasn't until the 8th. So everything looks like it's doing well. I already reported on Monday morning that we've spent or online to spend, we've got a $6.3 million budget, and on the current pace we're on, we'd spend about $1 million less than that. But we do have some large projects coming up. So what I'm saying is the budget is on track. And we'll try to be getting you financial information like you've gotten accustomed to back in line. So once everything settles down, okay? Are there any questions about any of the line items? You might notice that on the recovery funds, 858, we've got about $230,000 left. Public safety, we've got $768,000. Supreme Court, which is Angie's grant, we got $768,000 left. The opioid settlement fund, which the state's attorney and other folks, the judges are using, is $45,000. And then last but not least, the 860 in the bottom column, we have $17,532,000. And we'll still expect additional funds over the next year coming from interest. So I just wanted to highlight those funds.
The one you mentioned about Angie, which fund was that?
The 861, that's that large grant that Angie was able to get to copy. You want to explain that again?
So when you get that project all done, will most of that be spent?
Yes,
Okay. All right.
it should all be spent. I did a claim this month for the state's attorney's program.
Yeah, I saw that in the
Yeah.
bills.
And their equipment and their
Right.
training. And then mine, I haven't been billed for it yet. So so that should be coming.
And part of that money will be used for the sheriff's department for some of their equipment that's needed.
No, that was I used a
That's something
different fund, yeah. I took the large portion for the program out of, I'm drawing a blank. I think it was my court administration fund.
Okay, all right.
No, it was clerk operations.
So, like Jeff, have you got all your stuff ordered or for this, that?
The e-citation.
E-citation? Okay. But you haven't installed it or anything yet?
No.
So is that going to affect this summer?
Well, they're supposed to have it in place by July 1st, doesn't the lead stop?
Yeah, I just done the lead stuff this week, so it's got to all get approved. And
Okay.
which, like I say, this e-citation will take care of us as far as the state shutting down the running license plates and stuff like that. So, yeah, we had an e-citation fund that didn't have a lot in it, it covered the biggest part.
Okay.
It's built up over several years.
Okay, anything else? Yes.
My question on the balance that we still have in the courthouse improvement, 117,000, that'll be pretty well
What
wiped out by
number
the
is-
time we're done. 841.
841 is, that fund has nothing to do with this. That has an old fund for, the old courthouse work that was done years ago.
Bell tower.
Yeah. Trying to think here, courthouse improvement, oh, I'm sorry, 841, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. That is for payment for the bonds on the courthouse fund. Okay, on the courthouse project from 10. And right now, there's 117,493. I was looking down here at the bottom, when it has 841 on both. And that's the fund that we've been putting $72,000 a year into, to make sure we have enough to pay off the bonds.
Roughly how many more years have we got on that?
6?
Yeah,
5 or 6?
5 or 6.
Okay.
Yeah. This year, we're only putting in 36, I believe, and the budget only has 36, because we caught up to where we needed to be.
But I think to your question,
I'm sorry, I probably ignored it.
I think the other day, Monday we were talking about, we had 100 and some thousand that we're gonna get back from the courthouse project on the roof.
That is on the contract with CORE. Yeah, there's, what it's gonna reduce the amount, so we may have some recovery funds left based on that. That'll affect, we've been paying the courthouse, all the work done out of 858. The 841 is simply to pay bonds, okay? Yes,
A
Dan?
couple of comments on the clock. One on the north side is off quite a bit. And at nighttime, the lights don't shine on the face of the clock. So
Look the other direction.
Pardon?
Look the other direction.
What is it?
Never mind.
Means you need to look at Andy and tell him.
They haven't done the lighting yet, have they?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, did they get that done?
It's a little low.
It's still.
Needs to be adjusted, or?
It does.
Somebody needs to
I
put
just
it
wanted
out
to
farther.
somebody-
If you look, those lights are out there. Someone needs to go a little bit farther. You can add to that. Did you see what they put it up with?
I haven't been able to see it.
Strut
Yes.
material.
Oh, okay.
So you can add to that strut and extend it, because I think they're at about what they anticipate being at. So, I mean, you put a couple things in, make that go out a little farther, which is probably what they're gonna have to do.
It's not on the clock.
It's not on the clock.
Don't get out after dark.
Leave the house.
Just don't look at the clocks.
His time's wrong anyway, it won't help you.
You could use your cell phone, do you
Were
have one
they
of those?
taking the lift out this morning? Or how are they gonna do the painting?
I take it they're gonna come in with a crane.
They're coming in with the crane.
Yeah.
The crane's
Because
do
they
one more
need to
time.
go all the way around and paint everything.
Yep.
So
So how are we gonna get the clock or the lighting adjusted?
those guys have been crawling out on the roof and doing that.
Okay, so they need to come back and,
Yeah, crawl back out on the roof.
Same guys that fixed the
Extend.
timing.
I'm not too sure how smart that is.
So does that mean every daylight savings, they have to manually?
No,
or is
it's,
that
it's
remote?
there's a controller that controls that. Just as you walk in upstairs into the attic, there's an electronic controller that controls that. Which bothers me, I don't know why that one is not in sync, because they put on the gears. I've gotta get with them and ask them what's going on.
And that's always, one that's always been out
It has been
out
out
of time, just a little bit.
But I was hoping with the new gears and everything they did, they would have fixed that, but. So,
Obviously they didn't.
evidently,
Evidently, Bruce, he can't see the clock, we can't have that.
we're surprised he's here this morning, depends
Yeah,
on
no
what's
one-
pumped, he was going.
Don't
They
know
go
what
to
goes
that
there.
clock, that's how you,
Are we there, guys?
Yeah.
Is there any reason for a closed session at this point? Okay. So, being no further business to come before the meeting, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn. Russ moves. Andy seconds.
You guys are quick.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, nay. We are adjourned. Can I sign something?